Right then. Good evening once again, and welcome to round two of the JACKOCAR Cup Series. Tonight it comes to you live from the Arab state of Abu Dhabi, and more specifically, Yas Marina, located on the beautiful Yas Island. We're under the lights for the first out of 3 times this season, and just like last week, it's me, Jacko, in place of the ever hard-working Owen Wyatt, who, of course, Spa have required his services, sadly. Last week, we saw Casper advance to the playoffs, winning around the streets of Monte Carlo. In doing so, he became only the 5th driver to win 5 races in the Cup Series. We will see him out last this evening. A couple of changes to notify you of. Tez and Risky are still away, and they are replaced by Jess once again and Michel Goris, who becomes the 71st Cup driver. We see returns for Isaac and also Leroy making his full-time Cup debut. We also see current Cup Series champion Jake O'Sullivan away, meaning another debutant in the form of Kyle Langstone. He'll be our 72nd driver in the Cup Series. Your stage points tonight come at the end of lap 7 and lap 15, and the sole joker is Jamie Wright. And finally, with me this evening is one of One Hub Racing's best commentators. It's Jamie Metcalf. Good evening, sir.
Hello everybody, I'm looking forward to this. It should be a good race, and yeah, hopefully these guys can give us some good excitement. Obviously round 2 of the season, some guys had a good race first round, some guys got a bit of a point to prove, so I think especially on this updated layout, which I think is much better for racing, we should see some good competitive racing today, and I'm happy to be here.
Some horrible memories of this circuit, this layout in real life, of course, but as a Hamilton fan, we'll talk no more of it. Jamie,
Yeah.
are you a Hamilton fan?
No, I'm not a Hamilton fan. I'm not a Verstappen fan either. I was neutral in that. So.
Okay, good enough. We won't talk about it.
No.
This is the first time JACKOCAR has been to this layout of Abu Dhabi. Of course, season 1 was the last time we raced here in a league form, and that was 896 days ago, or 83 Cup Series races. And of course, it was used for the All-Star race at the end of 2020, of which Corey Dalton won that. And by the way, it's live on stream. That does not count as a league win, Corey. I know what you're like. He remains on 4 wins all time. As we see, the returning Isaac Adema of Sweden, about to begin his lap. The last time that Isaac was racing in the Cup Series, he qualified 20th as he invalidated, but let's go on board and into turn 1 we go with Isaac. Then of course underneath you right here is the pit lane, which comes up on your left, and in turns 2 and 3, so easy to lose the rear end here. Turn 4 is a sweeping left, and into new turn 5 then, braking at the 50-meter marker. Of course, this is where the infamous Verstappen-Hamilton overtake happened, which won Verstappen his world title. Down the back straight then, Isaac gets out of turn 5 pretty well. What can he do? Of course, the Kia Series regular. Down into the braking zone. About 100 is where you want to hit the brakes. Turn 6 and 7, very difficult. Slowest corners on the track. Of course, replacing the slow corners of this next part of the track, which are no longer there. That's the long sweeping left, almost NASCAR style corner that we have for turn 8 here. And Isaac, a little bit late braking here, but it's actually one of those corners, Jamie, where you can... he's had a moment
lost
here.
it there. Yeah,
I was going to say...
That's a very difficult corner, and well, that's proof there.
He did what I said. It's a very difficult corner to lose it at, so we'll go straight to debutant Michel Goris. I'll let you continue this lap then. See if he can get to the end of it, Jamie.
Yeah, so it goes up to the mid part of between 2 DRS zones where a lot of the racing is happening. This section's very difficult to get the traction right. He seems to have a good, nice balance there, approaching this new corner where obviously Isaac binned it. And yeah, this is a corner where you can go side by side, but it's maybe not advised because you can easily get run out of the road here as he's taking it quite nice. That mid part of the corner, it's so easy to lose traction, but he takes quite nice. Now approaching the hotel section, now a lot of these corners have been widened, so they are a lot quicker than the previous game, especially around here. It just catch you out when you first drive this track, as I've done a few laps around here, and yeah, it's been quite solid so far. Good solid lap for him, just to get a lap time on the board, and in these one-shot qualifyings, if you get a lap time on the board, you will qualify quite high up, because a lot of these guys will invalidate and crash, I reckon. But that's going to be 1 minute 25.4, so that's obviously significantly faster any lap times previously held, because obviously this track is significantly quicker.
Yeah, and then from one debutant to another, Kaya, who's already invalidated, he is the 72nd driver to start in the Cup Series. This is our 85th race. I'm sure we'll see more of him later on. No point watching an invalid lap. So we'll go to somebody who has more than one lap's worth of experience in the Cup Series. It is Jess Bull, good friend of yours, Jamie. Back in her purple and blue, sort of almost one hubby looking colours. We don't need to mention them, do we? Oh, wait, sorry.
Let's get the advertising out, I guess. But yeah. Jess seems a lot... I've spent a lot of time on game now. She seems a lot better on this game. I think she's found a bit more pace, and she seems to enjoy it a lot more. She's had a lot of preparation on it, and yeah, I think Jess may spring a surprise or two this season. I think she can definitely... Last season she did, but I think this year she got a bit more pace, and she's always good at avoiding them penalties, and that could be crucial in these races.
It's a nuisance as Jess starts her 30th Cup Series race then. That 1 month extra she had playing the game before all of us has paid off, as she goes a 29.8 to begin with. That's a lot closer to MX Light than what it would have been in the Kia Series last season. So fair play to Jess. We will move to Leroy, if I can find him on the leaderboard. Here he is.
Mercedes livery, that.
Very
Mercedes inspired.
So I'm very much a fan of that. Leroy making his full-time Cup debut today. However, he has already made 7 starts in the Cup Series. A best finish of P3. He is still a rookie for now. 10 races time, he will lose that rookie status. But somebody that has definitely impressed us in Cup and Kia. Of course, Kia Series taking his brother all the way to the final corner. Just losing out on that championship just a couple months ago. But a very good driver is Leroy, and I expect this to be the new benchmark. Slides around the final corner Verstappen style, and it is P1 a 24.8 for Leroy.
Yeah, good lap there. Next guy lap is ERT Jordan, who's about to finish a lap. Obviously, you want to miss that livery here on the grid. It's very, very standout, luminous green as he crosses that. Now, what can he do? Jordan seems to lack a bit of confidence. I've noticed sometimes Jordan, but he qualifies there in 3rd place. I don't think Jordan he'd be too happy with that lap. I think he's capable of a lot more than that.
Yeah, Jordan actually has one Cup Series pole to his name. I'm getting my words all wrong tonight. As we move into OKK now, here's a stat for you, Mr. Metcalf. Michael OKK. Oh, bit of wind there. I do apologise. Michael OKK, after his DNF last week, is now the most prolific retiree in the league. It's not a nice stat to have, but it's certainly an interesting one. 24 DNFs in... I can tell you how many starts if you give me 3 seconds. 24 DNFs in 78 starts. Quite an incredible stat.
About 3rd there. That's not what you want to see. And yeah, I guess this type of racing you do seem to see a lot of DNFs. But yeah, Michael, he will need to improve that if he's going to try and force for the playoffs. He won't get in playoff place if you DNF from 1/3 of your races. So yeah, that's something you need to keep an eye out for. Is he going to finish that now? Where can he stand? This seems like quite a good lap
looks good
so far.
It is good.
Position. Yeah.
Good lap there from OKK. Of course, on the bubble in One Hub last season, he was absolutely on it. Didn't quite convert that across to JACKOCAR. As we move to Ben Harrett, who has never qualified higher than 8th in the Cup Series, at least. I think in Kia Series he's been a bit higher in those few reserve races that he's done. So what can Ben deliver us? One of the many drivers who didn't finish Monaco last week. Only 10 drivers did, and only 8 of those were full-time. But under the hotel comes Ben. I tell you what, I'd love to stay there. I don't know about you, Jamie. Beautiful hotel.
Yeah.
Final 2 corners for Ben.
The rates are quite high there as well.
He's going to spin!
Well. Finish your lap though. If you finish your lap though, you could still jump some places. Just finish your lap. You get a lap time on the board at least. But yeah, just lost traction into the final corner, and it's so easy to do, and that's just lap ruined.
Yeah, we swiftly moved to Kieran, who was on pole last week in Monaco before spinning it early on, but up to the line he has a moment, and it's going to be a new pole, a provisional pole time at least. It's a 24.2 for Kieran. Next up is Mike Kelterborn, MK Bourne down in P12. I do have a stat about him. He took the first ever JACKOCAR pole, but has been nowhere near that pole position since Australia season 1. That's 84 races ago, by the way. Can he find something? He was 5th last week on the grid in Monaco. Certainly a driver who seems to like this game more than others. And a lovely chrome livery to go with that. Under the Rolex branding of the hotel once again. Of course, the infamous Latifi crash happened there. But I did say we wouldn't mention that again. Round comes Mike into the final corner. And up to the line. What will it be for the German driver? P2. Very close to pole position.
Yeah, you got half a temp separate in front three at the moment. Oh, that's good to see. I believe Connor will be the next guy to complete a lap. He's in the hotel section, and yeah, this section just seems to drag on and on and on. But he's a lot faster than previous games, so I guess the driver's going to be thankful for that, as he's going to approach the final 2 corners. You know, we've seen a few guys go a little bit wide in the final corner there. He seems to take quite nicely, though. I think this may be right up there, the front guys. Yes, it is. He's in 4th place, but he's only a 10th off pole. That just shows you how competitive this grid has been so far.
Quite impressive. Connor, by the way, never qualified higher than 3rd. As we move to Corey. Into that, it's the first new corner, isn't it? Sorry, from the angle that I was getting, it looked like the other one where Isaac crashed earlier on. Oh, yeah. Of course, Corey, good history at this track. I mentioned earlier, he won the All-Star race here in 2020. How long ago was that now? And he's not that you may recall, Jamie, but he has updated his W Series Jamie Chadwick livery. Got slightly more, or a few more angles on it this week, let's say. It looks a lot better, but going with the same colours. Of course, some would argue it may be Lewis Hamilton helmet style. I do think it encapsulates the W Series theme a little bit more, though. Into the hotel section comes Corey. Little moment there, and a bigger one there. That's the end of his lap. So we're going to move to your namesake, Jamie Wright, who, by the way, this is his 70th start today and is the leader in all-time pole positions of active drivers with 11 poles.
Part of his purple sector too, but we know that's no true sign of what happens as the other Jamie's got disqualified blocking the pit lane, so he'll start at the back of the grid, and Jamie right there, the car's looking a little bit of a handle for this section. I don't think he's got the setup quite right. It's looking a bit screwy. It's not looking the most enjoyable car to drive this, but
it's not.
It seems like a good lap though. He seems to hand it quite well. This might be pole position coming up. Yes, it is. He's in the first car in 23, so yeah, he's definitely manhandled that car through the final sector.
That's certainly an impressive lap time, and of course this game making it ever harder for those that are on pad. Fair play to Jamie for getting that one together. Will it be number 12 in terms of pole positions? We can't move to Jamie Griffiths, who was meant to be next, because as you might have seen at the top of your screen, he is disqualified for blocking the pit lane exit. So instead, we'll move to a man who has just invalidated his lap.
Yeah, going a little bit wide coming out of turn 3 there, and yeah, the track limits this game are a bit more, just over the track limits there. That's in the validation. Now we've got to wait a while for our next guy on the final lap, which I believe will be.
Yeah, whilst we wait for ST Mats, Pete, by the way, if he leads 2 more laps tonight, that'll put him on 200 for all time, which is 6th overall. So a little stat for him there. Man who's been on pole 3 times is Pete Knighton. 3 poles, 3 wins, 1 championship. Not a bad record, and also the most starts in the Cup Series as we look to the Estonian, who is a purple Sector 1. How true is that? We do not know. But this is a man who has never qualified higher than 4th, and shockingly enough, has never in JACKOCAR scored a playoff point. And he's been a man who's been around since season 1, don't forget. On and off, but certainly more regularly the last couple of seasons. And in those last couple of seasons, he's been showing his form, showing his pace. He hasn't quite put it together. Never been on the podium here. But is this his season? Unfortunately, knocked out in the round of 10 with a very unfortunate crash in Monza. But Estimat's Christian Hataro of Estonia, what can he do? Let's go on board.
Yeah, quite a solid lap so far. It's not. I don't think it's a challenge of front runners, but it seems to have a good handover track. The car looks looks a lot more stable than Jamie Wright. But I think maybe he sacrificed a bit of lap time for maybe a bit of a safer car setup. It's cross line now. It's going to be a 20. Or actually, I'm wrong there. It's 23.9, only a 10th off pole. Wow, that's a good lap there. And he may be looking to maybe get some of their milestones off his mark today with that. That's a very impressive lap by SD, and he'd be looking to get that podium duck out the way. As I know from experience how difficult it is to break a podium duck, and there's a lot of pressure on him, I think. So yeah, good luck to him tonight to try and break that.
Yeah, it would be a fan favourite if he were to put it all together. And speaking of fan favourites, the other Haslager brother, it's Yuri, the all-time race wins leader. Yeah, all-time race wins leader for the Kia Series and current reigning champion. Had he been full-time last season, he would have been in the playoffs. How far would he have gone? We don't know, but he did take that in his first Cup Series win in Austria and has invalidated here, so he'll be starting no higher than 13th.
I wonder if he had to spin early on, because according to that live timing, he's done a 1 minute 40 laps. I wonder if he had a bit of a moment early on the lap, because...
Must have done.
Yeah.
So that leaves us with 3 to go then. And the first of those is Gareth. And he did that last week. He started last on the grid and ended up P3, so good luck to him. How about then we move... Oh, do I have a stat about Gareth? I do. His best qualifying in the Cup Series is 10th. But he has been to the podium on 3 separate occasions. Ben Shaw, then. That's who we're interested in. The penultimate driver out. Ben is a single playoff point away from hitting 50 all-time. And once again, I'll remind everybody, he is the people's pick to be this season's champion.
There's some good things about this guy. He's a demon qualifier, so see if he can live up that reputation tonight.
Yeah, I think 6, possibly 7 poles in the Cup Series now for Ben. He's chasing down team speed teammate Matthew Redmore, who sits on 10, and beyond that, you're into Jamie Wright and Arnold and Khalifa territory. But Iceman then to the line. What can he do this week? Will it be provisional pole? Will he knock J-Luke off the top? He does not. He stays second then. So what about the final man? It's Kasper, the Estonian, living in Finland then. Last week's race winner, and he hit the 200-point club, looking for his 3rd pole in the Cup Series. 5 race wins now, as we mentioned earlier. Under the hotel comes Kasper. He's just returned from holiday about 2 hours ago, but he's got 2 more corners to go. How good is it? It's going to invalidate. And it gives Jamie Wright will be on pole for the 12th time in his JACKOCAR career. And Kasper will start no higher than P17.
Oh, that looked like a good lap as well there from Kasper as well. I think there's going to move in that front 2 rows, but he bottled it. And yeah, great lap there by Jamie Wright. And look at that, the first 3 drivers, they're separated by 700. That is incredible. And the second and the third are separated by 1,000th of a second. And the top 7 are separated by 4/10. This is a really competitive grid, and it's good to see. And well done to Jamie Wright for getting that pole position. I think obviously that will give him some. Guys, that's just an amazingly tight grid. That's incredible.
Top 7.
Yeah. Really tight.
Quite incredible. Half a second covering those. I tell you what, OKK in that as well. What a lap from him.
Good lap. Yeah,
Can he?
Very impressive lap.
Can he finally get some luck in JACKOCAR? As for everybody else, Yuri is the best of those that invalidated, and Jamie Griffiths is the best of those that got disqualified, as he will begin the race down in P20. 10 of you joining us this evening, from what my television leads me to believe. This man, Iceman, starts P2, but it's J-Luke on pole by... I tell you what, if you added up the pole, the gap between first and second last week, it's less than a 10th across 2 races. SD Mats, by the way, his best ever qualifying. Kieran, pole last week, 4th this week, and MK Bourne for the 2nd week in a row starts P5. OKK, best qualifying for about 100 years. Connor back in the top 10 once again. Leroy, his full-time debut, 8th. Then you've got Michel Gorry starting P9. That, of course, is the debutant, and Jordan is P10. Everybody else, I believe that's Jess with the best qualifying in the Cup Series ever, P11. Ben Harrett is 12th, Corey 13th, and the others have all disappeared. No formation lap tonight, so we'll have to, well, live without, I guess, because Codemasters don't quite know how to do it. Can't get the game right.
See, there's a glitch where the host, if you're a formation, the host gets a massive advantage with the formation app, and that's not fair. So yeah, straight to the race. So we have to be prepared and make sure hopefully nobody does ready up too early, so just get a chance to pick their strategy. And obviously, if we've been a two-stop and only one set of mediums and hards available now, then you are going to have to use that soft tyre. And the soft tyre in this game, I've noticed, sometimes it doesn't last that long. So the strategy around here is going to be quite interesting. I wouldn't be surprised. I think a lot of these guys may start in the softs just to get the good start, and then just come in the pits on lap 1. I think that might be a strategy we might see from a lot of these guys.
Of course, strategy, one of those things that has very little relevance in JACKOCAR if we get a classic race. Monaco, actually, last week was quite tame. Strategy definitely went out the window for some drivers, certainly Pete Knighton with his 7 stops. Iceman with the more than scheduled 2, and Connor just about got 1 in. That was the Joker driver. But what will we get tonight? Remember, Jamie Wright, your pole sitter, is the only Joker, and the stage points come at lap 7 and lap 15. This is going to be straight into the action then. So do hold on, everybody. J-Luke and Iceman will kick us off in Abu Dhabi as we are lights out and away we go. For the first time in 896 days, J-Luke retains the lead for the moment, but it's Iceman up the inside. Will ST Mats follow him? I don't think so for the moment. Yes, he does. J-Luke will now have the inside. What's going on behind? We don't know, because ST Mats completes his move up into P2. There's yellow flags further down. Ben Harrett's made up 2 places. Is all over the back of Jordan.
Yeah, you respond, so that's brought out a safety car, is that, or VSC? I think it's a VSC.
Looks like a VSC to me. We did need it. I was running out of words. But everybody, everybody's still in this race.
Yeah, apart from that spin, that was a very, very clean up first few corners. That first 2 corners have been so easy, just it was a little bit wide and sort of squeezing out the track. Where I was quite impressed by driving in that. See, J-Luke on the medium tyres, obviously with the 70-degree tyres, didn't really get that great a start. No surprise there that soft guys got the launch on him, but now with this Joker, these soft tyres won't last very long. So what J-Luke's got to do is just got to stay in there, and he should be in a great position to take that playoff point, which might come very handy later on in the season.
In 7 laps time, the only driver of any damage that we can see is Yori with no front wing. As we return to the leaders, and we'll soon be getting ourselves underway. And here we go. Has he caught ST Mats napping? Not quite, but away we go then. Iceman will lead the first lap, and do keep in mind he's actually going to pit. So is Esti. J-Luke will stay out then. Who leads the lap? It is just about going to be J-Luke. And of course what that means is, remember now, a new rule in JACKOCAR. The driver who leads the most laps at every race will get an extra playoff point. Last week it was Casper who led 35 out of 39, but J-Luke on his way. Iceman repeating his strategy from last week, pitting on lap 1. Didn't quite work out with him, but he recovered to P2. Kaya on his debut up to 13th. Everyone behind him is in the pits.
Corey's had a spin in turn 3. He's lost his wing, so it's just going to be a long way back for him as he's going to pull over and disqualify from the race. So hopefully that does not bring out a safety car, because I think that was an intentional retirement.
That is a disqualification though, wasn't it? I'm not entirely sure.
Maybe he's trying to recover. I don't know. Maybe I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. I don't know. Maybe he's patting dangerous location. I don't know. That was a bit weird, because maybe he was trying to recover from a spin. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. So hopefully, as Yuri's come out the pits and set hard tyres, placing his front wing, and he's a long way back. So we'll be hoping for safety car. But this is JACKOCAR. Safety cars are sort of expected.
They will bring people back into it. We've seen safety cars win races for drivers. But right now we have an ART train of J-Luke, MK Bourne, Connor and OKK, who sits P4. And we have a crash!
Oh, got a spin. That's MK Bourne, MK Bourne. And OKK around the back of him, so OKK's bad luck continues.
And there's your safety car. There is your safety car, everybody. Jamie, just make a note of everybody who pits under this safety car for me, please, because they will be non-mandatory.
Yeah.
Oh, if you just write that down and give it to me later. OKK is the first of those non-mandatory pitters to come in, but he didn't have a lot of options there. Had to go straight into the side of his teammate, MK Bourne.
Damage, so he had no chance.
5-second penalty as well. Yeah, MK Bourne 2 DNFs in the first 2 races after good qualifying sessions. SD Matt's laughing his head off at the moment. That's worked out beautifully for him and Iceman. In fact, speaking of Iceman, where is he? Oh, he's right in front. Sorry, I didn't see him. P11.
Yeah.
Also on the hard tyres.
OKK's the only guy to pit on that lap, I believe. So yeah, he's the only guy who hasn't done who's done a more mandatory pit stop, but yeah, no choice. So he's just so lucky there. No, he couldn't get out of the way. I was on board with him when that happened. He just couldn't get out of the way because obviously it was there wasn't enough time to react to him. And yeah, the one good thing is at least he's still in the race. He's not DNF because he could have easily DNF'd from that. But yeah MK Bourne just did a Nicholas Latifi there. And
his OKK's issue is he's lost a very good grid position for being lower down the running order, which is a shame for him. But as you say, still in the race, brings Yori back into it. Of course, all those guys from 11th down, with the exception of OKK, they've all made their mandatory first stop at least. So that does make Iceman the net leader, with the exception of J-Luke, of course, on his Joker. So he is technically the net race leader, because he's only got 1 mandatory stop to make. For those of you new to the league, of course, only if you are a Joker, you get 1 Joker per season. It means you don't have to pit twice. You can only, or you have the option to pit only once. Connor is second, and Michel Goris third at the moment on his debut.
yeah, it's a good start for him, keeping out of trouble and jumping at the places quite well. As his safety car's now gonna. Don't know if it's helped J-Luke or hinders him. I think J-Luke would have preferred the safety car not to come out, because I think these soft guys' tyres would have died out and he would have been able to pull a gap. But I suppose the guys on the softs, this will extend their stint a little bit. So yeah, I'm not sure if that safety car was what J-Luke wanted. I think ideally he'd preferred it to have stayed green, but that's the brakes in racing. That's what happens. You get bad fortune, you just got to deal with it. It does help you massively. Yeah, for Beaver, we'll have 2 more, another lap of safety car, I believe, and we'll get going again. Let's have the biggest winners off the line. Obviously, the pit stops did affect this, but we've got Jamie in 8th place and Gareth Hall. They both sat at the back of the day, up to 8th and 9th. And obviously, Gareth did it from the back of the grid to the podium last week. Can he repeat the feat again? That'd be something to keep an eye out for. As the safety car, it's Mercedes-Benz safety car, I believe, tonight. So
it sure is. Maybe it was last week as well, actually. Maybe 1 more lap, I think we'll get here. What was I going to say? What it's done for J-Luke is it's put him on a one-stop strategy, as he was, along with everybody from 11th down, don't forget. So the only advantage he has remaining from a one-stop strategy is the fact that there are 10 cars between him and his nearest rival. Make that 9 as Kaya pits under safety car, so that's also non-mandatory.
Kaya, obviously, he had a bit of a difficult first lap. He spun in the final corner when that virtual safety car restart came out, and he's coming in the pits now to change tyres, going the soft tyre, so he's going for a bit more of an aggressive middle. Obviously, a bit aggressive. He's still only done his first stint, so yeah, you'll be hoping to. I don't know why he's pitted. I mean, he's in a good position. He didn't have any damage. That's a bit of a strange one from Kai. I don't know why he's pitted there, because he was in showing a good position there, and he's on the soft tyres, which will not last that long. So that's a bit of a strange one there for Kaya.
Maybe as a courtesy, he knows that the rest of the field here are much faster. I think he might just be getting out of the way. That's the only excuse I can give him for the moment, but he runs P18. Remember, to score points, all you have to do is finish the race, so that would be points on his debut if he stays there. And who else have we got? Pete Knighton. And I do apologise. Pete Knighton sitting in a semi-decent position. I won't say what we want him to do, because every time I do, he has a crash. Safety car will be in this lap. ST Mats and Iceman, your net race leaders, with the exception of J-Luke, who will get us underway. Remember, there's a new restart procedure, which means we have a slightly larger restart zone. We will go on board with Jamie for this. Remember, we are on official times tonight as well, so it's twilight now. We should finish under the lights, and that hotel is going to be lit up beautifully with all the fireworks later on.
Yeah,
so
the car's beautiful under lights as well.
They sure are. Jamie has the option of going just after the final corner, anywhere up to the timing line. It's actually a short restart zone here compared to Monaco last week. That will change throughout the season. Of course, you can find that information on our Discord and Twitter. But here goes Jamie, and he decides to go right now. And what will happen? Really good, well timed. Connor was trying to fend off Michel Goris into turn 1, and does so with Leroy up the inside of the debutant. Jordan sits behind them. Will he try and make a move into the 4th? Going into turn 3 here, has to lift and invites pressure from Ben Harrett.
Leroy spun.
That was Leroy. Never mind. And then Jordan gets done up the inside, Max Verstappen style. There goes Jamie Griffiths, the man who was disqualified in qualifying. Ben Harrett finds himself P6. But Jordan is going to come straight back on the attack with Jamie and Michel in front of him. What will happen into turn 6? We've got to go on board with this here.
Spinner, another spin. That's Jordan, I believe. Jordan's got spun around there by...
Jordan has...
Keenan has to take avoiding action.
Oh, there's all carnage happening there at that chicane. Kingham picks up a penalty, as does OKK. Jordan goes from 4th to 11th in the space of 2 corners.
Iceman
and we have a new safety car.
Yeah, Kaya also binned it in turn 3, so he's out the race. And I believe Knighton picked up wing damage on the back of... We got a penalty for a collision with Kingham there, so at the back was a bit of carnage, but it seemed quite a calm first few corners, and then all the action started happening. We had all the incidents happen, and yeah, this safety car, this will guarantee Jamie White to get the, if he stays out of course, which he should, it will guarantee him the playoff points, surely, as we're starting lap 7 now, so when this lap finishes, he'll pick up the first playoff point of the night.
It might even be off the season. It would be off the season, actually.
Yeah, there's OKK in for another non-mandatory stop, so he's on times 2, and Kingham and Leroy are both in as well. So yeah, these guys had to change their wing damage, change their wings. So Michael OKK, he may say he's done 2 stops, but by the rules he's done no stops. So he'll have to do at least 4 pit stops if he's going to have a valid strategy tonight. As a Knighton's in as well, so he picked up wing damage from that incident. So yeah, these guys, if he's not careful, they may begin to run out of tyres.
Yes, of course you can do that on this game quite easily. What was important to note on that restart, Ben Shaw went from 10th to 5th in all the mayhem. So now there's only 4 cars between him and Jamie. And Jamie on those mediums. Yeah,
really
Jamie...
He really got tyres nice at the temperature there, and he really is attacking. He overtook 2 cars in this corner here. Yeah, he definitely got tyres in a good window. Quite impressive, because he's on hard tyres, which are a lot harder to warm up. So yeah, that was a great restart for him.
Yeah, Jamie, I've just noticed that actually on the mediums. I do apologise, I thought he started on the softs. But I imagine with that strategy, Jamie's plan will be to go to lap 15, claim the stage point, and if he leads all the laps up to that point, he will also get the playoff point for most laps led for this race, because he will not be surpassed with 15. Unless, of course, he ends up being disqualified somehow. We've seen it before. I did note as well, Ben Harrett and Kieran having a little scrap when the safety car come out. I think they were having a debacle over who was actually P6, but it is eventually Ben Harrett who slots in behind Ben Shaw for now. Gareth finds himself P8. He's had a somewhat uneventful race so far, and Casper, on that restart, lost out. He is currently P9 with Christian Hotaro, who Casper overtook. It remains in the top 10. We'll quickly look at the stops for everyone. Top 4 yet to come in, along with Ben Harrett, Kieran and Gareth, as well as Jordan down in P11. He had an awful restart, but of course the safety car might have saved his blushes somewhat. Those soft tyres may be screaming to come in at the next available opportunity. There's your position changes. Jamie Griffiths up 17. The only legitimate one there for us is, I believe, Casper, because he's already made a stop. He's up 8 places after he invalidated.
Yeah, good progression up the field there. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we had 7 guys pit on lap 1, and the rest after that, I believe, all pit stops under the safety car. So Knighton's coming again to put the medium tyres back on, so he didn't fancy the restart on them hard tyres, but I think he'll go back to them hard tyres later on in the race, as he's got to catch up. And as soon as he catches up to the pack, then we'll get underway again, which I believe will be next. I believe the safety car will come in next lap.
Was that an extra pit stop for Pete there? So he's done 2 non-mandatories and a mandatory.
Yeah, he came in to change his wing. He came into. He came in lap 1. So yeah, he's done 1 official stop and 2 non-mandatory stops.
Okay, thank you very much. I missed the second of those 2 unofficial ones. As he catches up to the back of the pack, we might get 1 more lap here because he's taken just a little bit too long.
Yeah, we're at the final corner, so yeah, we will. I drive a race at Imola where the safety car came in, literally with the cars at the last corner, but that's not happening here. It's too late now. The car's past the pit lane, so yeah, we'll be underway next lap.
Far too late. I'm sure Jamie Wright won't mind, as that's another lap led for him. I tell you what, the running total all-time laps led, Jamie Wright with another 8 today puts him on 270 for the moment, which sees him comfortably now in second place all time. Kyle Smith on 246, but a long way behind Arnaud de Grief, who's led 438 laps. A crazy amount of laps, considering the amount of championships he didn't win.
Yeah.
I do apologise, Arnaud. It was an easy dig.
Not laps, but not getting the results. But anyway, the safety car coming in this lap, and yeah, this does, obviously, as you mentioned, the medium to hard strategy. This does help Jamie Wright take the mediums to lap 15. So these safety cars at the moment are probably helping him, but he's got to be wary of Iceman behind, because on these restarts, I wouldn't be surprised if Iceman gains another 2 or 3 places in this restart, because he's really just not good on the restarts. He gets tyres in good preparation window, and especially the likes of guys on the old softs. I think they're going to struggle, because I think them softs are about done. So yeah, this restart could be very interesting.
We've seen Jordan struggling already, and you got the difference between Jamie and Ben up front is that Michelle and Connor both on soft tyres. Jamie Griffiths might be going into the race a little bit longer, so he could be a factor in Iceman's charge. Let me just change that back to that, so that everyone can see the stops and the gaps between all the drivers, and we focus our attention back to the front once again. Jamie Wright, driver of the 19 car, 2-time champion, 12 pole positions and 14 race wins, more than anybody else in the league. Gets a shot at another restart here, as JACKOCAR is back in Abu Dhabi for the first time in 83 racing weeks. Will he manage it well, or as well as last time, or will he get undone by his teammate behind? He gets away really well. Great restart. Connor is caught out by Jamie Griffiths, and here comes Michel Goris to P2. What a move that is. And Connor finds himself back up in P2 himself. Where's Iceman in all of this? He remains P5, but on the attack, on his hard tyres, he's managed to fire them up really well, and there's almost contact with Jamie Griffiths there. Gets away with it, and Kieran is looking up the inside. Is he? No, he is. And they're free wide in turn 5. And Iceman was going to go for a spin, but he just about saves it. Kieran struggling behind, and there goes Ben Harrett through on Ben Shaw. Gareth with an easy position up into P7. Meanwhile, oh, look at this for P2. Connor and Jamie going for it. And I think Jamie Griffiths is going to get underneath him like my colleague says. And here he goes with that extra traction he got out of turn 7. Connor will not have an answer for him here. Maybe down into the next braking zone because he's staying with him. What will Connor do? Michel Goris has removed, gone back to P4. Look at the gap that Jamie has. Connor is through and goes for a spin, takes Jamie with him. Unbelievable. Iceman's life gets a little bit easier. Up into 3rd he goes. Connor retires, and I think that might be another safety car, Jamie.
Yeah, that could be another. It's in the firing line. No safety car yet, though. It's still green flag running, but yeah, because I think in the restart there, I think Jamie Griffiths, there's another contactor back there. I believe that is I think that's Gareth had a spin at the back.
Jamie pits.
Slight damage. Yeah, obviously it's an opportunity now to pit and the green flag running. Not many green flag laps so far, so I'm not surprised. A lot of these guys are coming to pits now to get their pits up underway, and that does allow Iceman to take the lead. So now he can maybe fancies. He's at the front now, so can he pull a bit of a gap and maybe try and do a bit of an overcut on these guys? Of these guys, I think now with the new game, it takes a while for the tyres to get up to temperature, as they've got another spinner, I believe. I believe that is
Kingan.
Isaac, I believe. Yeah, he's spun it there. He's them soft tyres, not feeling too good for him. But only 4 laps old, so he's got to be careful now because them tyres are red hot, so he's got to cool them down. Jamie Wright is right behind Kingan now, so he wants to get by as quick as possible, but it's going to be difficult for him because these tyres are going to take a good lap to get up to temperature.
And remember all the good hard work that Iceman is putting in here. Look at Jamie weaving, by the way. Can easily be undone with something silly like a Kingan spin, and that could bring out the safety car. We know what this game is like. So J-Luke has the advantage for the moment whilst Iceman remains on 1 stop. I wonder if it'd be worth him coming in again at the end of this lap, completing the mandatories. Jamie weaving all over the place, trying to get temperature. By the way, Jordan did actually manage to recover to P5 at the end of that lap, but then has now since dropped back down to 12th because he pitted for the first time, which he needed to do in fairness. Jamie Griffiths, after his adventures, is P13. Unlucky for some, hey? We have a spinner. It's Casper.
He spun it that Latifi corner. If you guys lost it there tonight.
Oh, not there, mate. That's a little bit dangerous. But we'll get away with it. Last week's race winner having trouble. And Leroy's going to sniff a top 10 here. He went onto the hards, as you can see. Casper's tyres are burning up, man.
He's got to be careful next few corners because he could easily spin again. As Leroy thinks up the inside, thinks better of it, but Casper runs a little bit wider and gets through. And Jordan, he's going to go for it here. It's brave, but I think he's got it done. I believe Casper is still going side by side with him. And Casper does still have it, but Jordan on the inside line here. Now, can Casper brave it on the outside? He's going to think about it, but Jordan should have the momentum. Who's got the DRS though? I believe we'll both have DRS, and yeah, Casper backs out a bit there, but he runs wide, which may give him a good exit. It may give him an opportunity here to repass Jordan, but I think he's a little bit too far back.
Yeah, we'll see into the braking zone. Casper, more sensible than that, actually locks up his tyres, and those tyres, I would say, are as good as done. Jordan looks to put the pressure onto Leroy in front of him. He is on the faster compound, as you can see once again. To the outside goes Jordan Lane, the man from Sheffield. And that'll be a nice move around Leroy, the man from Holland. Or the Netherlands, I should say. Good driving from Jordan on this lap, making up the positions lost in the pit stops.
Got another spinner, I believe that is...
Oh, not there! We caught that on stream. Ben Spurs has damage. That is a dangerous rejoin. And he's going to do another one here, Kingan.
Oh, it's carnage. And safety car's out, so these guys should just take careful while safety car's out.
And remember what we were saying about Iceman and Nesty Mats needing to pit. This is one of those moments which puts J-Luke back into position to win this race. So who pits here? Ben Harrett, Casper. Let me make a note of him as well. Yori will make another one. It's a free pit stop if you want it. Depends if you favour track position or fresh tyres. That will complete the
If
non-mandatories for this lap.
You might, if you hit the back, you may as well pit and put a fair set of softs on, and maybe that's what I'd do if I was at the back. But a few of these guys have. But there's only 3 people pitted that lap though. There's Iceman Will. You know, he's in the lead, but he did not want, as you mentioned earlier, that's really killed his strategy. He'd be hoping. He needs hope for another safety car. He needs to come in as soon as it turns green, look for another safety car. So I think he maybe try and extend. But if you keep trying to extend and this happens, this is what can happen to you. You can get caught out, and he has been caught out here.
Sorry, just reading messages that I'm getting coming in. Apparently, Pete lost the car in front of Kaya, and that explains why he DNF'd. Let's recap quickly what happened. Okay, up to P2, ST Mats and Pete. Pete again in the pit lane.
Yeah.
Sorry, I will rejoin you shortly. Jess as well. Why not? So what we saw was Kingan spinning, and then Ben Harrett having nowhere to go before Casper almost hit Kingan as well. So dangerous rejoin there. Sounds like it's going to be a busy night for the stewards so far, as Iceman and OKK have caught up to the back of the safety car. OKK still yet to make a mandatory stop, but he is in the race. So again, as I said earlier, finish and you score points. And there's J. Luke in the distance, your net race leader. Who's actually second then? Has anybody completed their mandatory stops other than Jamie?
Pete's done 3 non-mandatory stops. So
he has.
Let's look at pit stops here. Let's try and work this out. I don't think anybody has, because there's been so many safety cars. Hasn't really had the opportunity to. Leroy's done a non-mandatory.
I'll tell you what. The man down in P16, this man on your screens, Yori, has done 2 mandatory stops.
Yeah, he can. He's got to stop again. He can cycle to the front of the field. What tyres is he on?
He's on softs though.
Oh yeah, so he's going to have to pit anyway, because them softs will not get to the end. But if the safety car does come out, he can pit, and it won't really matter for him, because he won't really matter for him if he. Has he got a set of mediums there? Because what I'd be tempted to do is come in and put a set of mediums on, but he's probably used the mediums already. So yeah, everybody apart from Jamie Wright is going to have to pit, and some guys going to have to pit twice. And look at this race. Some guys are going to struggle really, because the safety car, there's even no limit on the safety car in this game. I had a race where 5 safety cars, so the safety car come at any time. So some of these guys are going to struggle to get their pit stops in.
Yes, they are. Of course, the JACKOCAR rulebook does allow you to pit. So you're meant to wait 1 racing lap before you can come in and make a mandatory stop. If it's towards the end of the race and that happens, you can come in or can follow the safety car in if you need to make that stop. Otherwise, the game would disqualify you. But ideally, it shouldn't get to that stage. You shouldn't really be leaving your tyres on that long, especially in a league that favours short stints. It's very rare we get long green flag periods.
And you have 3 fresh sets of tyres. There's no real excuse for not having the tyres left, because you get 3 fresh sets of so you won't qualify lap. So there should be no excuse really. And surprised more guys didn't pit on lap 1. I thought that might be a good strategy around here, but yeah.
It's starting to look that way. Get rid of the softs early on, then go hard medium or medium hard, whatever you prefer. Late safety car would mean that you could probably put the softs on and steal a fastest lap, which is currently owned by the race leader. And that, by the way, it won't be. That would be his 51st, because at the end of this lap, Iceman is going to get a playoff point for leading lap 15, stage 2. And Ben has led, well, this will be his 4th stage win in his career.
Yeah.
So I make a note of that myself as well, so I have less work to do later on this evening. He will stay out, so...
Yeah.
Oh! OKK spun!
Yes, the safety car. Maybe he's just warmed his tyres, were a bit too aggressive there and got caught out there and lost traction. He's going to drop to all the way down to 13th place.
Oh,
So a costly mistake there for Michael KK. He was recovering quite well and from earlier on. Obviously, he had 2 stops there, but he's in a good track position-wise, and he maybe could have. But now that's all undone, and yeah, just the bad luck tale continues for Michael, unfortunately.
by the way, Casper made an extra non-mandatory there.
Yeah.
But yeah, OKK, he's 13th on track. He is net 16th. Yet to make 2 stops. Kieran, by the way, not having a great day. He's in front of Michael with the one non-mandatory, I believe it is. No, sorry, that is a mandatory stop. I do apologise.
Yeah. It's hard to keep track at the moment. As Kingan has a drive-through penalty to serve, and obviously he must have not obeyed Delta, so he's got to serve a drive-through penalty. Within 3 green flag laps, you have to come in for a drive-through penalty. So that's going to be quite a killer penalty there for Kingan in 9th place at the moment.
Yeah, Kingan, his second race start. Both of those races he qualified 20th with invalidations. This one far more dramatic than Brazil last season. Safety car will come in this lap. How does Iceman then deal with the restart zone? So he is the man that makes the restart zones for us. So you'd expect if anyone was going to listen to the rules, it's going to be him.
Yeah.
J. Luke sits right behind him. So yeah, J. Luke in a very good position. Everybody, with the exception of Yori, everybody else has to pit at least once. If your name is Michael and your surname is OKK, you got to pit twice. But to the onboard view of Iceman, how will Iceman deal with it? We await the restart. Will he go early? Will he go late? Will he go somewhere in the middle? He goes somewhere in the middle. Well, I think Jamie read it slightly better. It's the worst of the restarts we've had. But he will hold position for now, at least. Happening further back, we have Jordan almost losing out of turn 1. And Pete... sorry, I was looking at the wrong driver there. Pete is on the back of Jess. Leroy actually had a poor start. OKK with a time penalty.
Gareth had a spin again in turn 3, and also Kingham's spun as well. So a few spins turn 3, that difficult traction zone as J. Luke and good shot there for Iceman. He just about managed it well. He's not as good as.
Yeah. Here goes Pete on Jess, by the way, just to guide your attention to that, and he will get that move done nice and easy. Looks like Jamie Griffiths trying to follow Pete through. Has a moment, and has a moment that takes Leroy into a spin, half a spin at least. His brother Yori has made up 4 positions on this lap, but what a race he's having. He's a net P2, don't forget. Iceman has not yet broken the 1 second window to J-Luke to get out of the DRS zone, which we've not seen happen yet. Oh, Yori, a big moment, but a big save. Ben Harrop will get a glimpse of that and have a big smile under the crash helmet as he goes down the inside. Will he make it stick? No, he won't. That was ambitious, but we love to see that. What about down the inside again on Yori? And he's going to spin.
Did see it before, and instance again, and Leroy, I believe, on the back of him as well. We've seen a lot of instance in that corner tonight. I was not expecting to see 2 instances there as Iceman spun it. Iceman's in the pit, sorry, I thought he spun it, but he's in the pit lane. There's no surprise there.
Iceman saw...
to get that tyres out the way.
He saw the yellow flags and thought, I'm not having any of that. He needs to get that second stop done. Safety car remains in, but we have a Delta here. So was it 3 safety car periods and 2 VSCs so far?
Yeah, VSC, yeah. So I believe VSC, you are allowed to pit, I believe.
Yeah, it is classed as mandatory if you pit under VSC.
Kingan will not be allowed to serve this drive-through penalty, so he might come in to change tyres, but that'll just be a pit stop because you're not allowed to serve drive-through. You don't serve drive-throughs in the VSC, but yeah, you've got to change tyres, so yeah. That helps the likes of OKK, I guess. It helps him on his strategy, and still got one more stop to do. And as obviously this safe BSC, it's an opportunity for the guys to maybe see the Delta and the BSCs are a bit sketchy sometimes, so we may see some bigger gaps than we thought.
It is damage limitation, if anything, for Ben down in P11. The gap to Jamie is only 19-20 seconds as we see it live on the left-hand side of your screen. Of course, that would have been a lot more under racing conditions, but the VSC come out at the right time for him. J-Luke by no means has it easy, with the likes of Christian Hataro and Michel Goris right behind him. Jordan also looking very racy. Yeah, and away goes the VSC. Look at ST Mats, as you say. Will this be a move into turn 1? He led 2 laps last week, did ST Mats? Will he lead any more tonight? Yellow flag's out for a spinner. It's Yori, who's beached. Yori can't go anywhere. This could be race over for the Dutchman.
Yeah, they've seen me on this game.
And he's going to get a nudge from his teammate Gareth.
Yeah, speed drive trying to help each other out, but it hasn't worked.
I have never.
Don't get disqualified here because
I have never seen this.
Yeah. Teamwork there.
I have never ever seen that in any league race ever.
No, it's
incredible.
He's going to take the lead here into the chicane.
He's already done it.
There to get through. Yeah, easy move there. DRS is in play still because obviously VSC, so DRS is still active. So now Jamie will get DRS back on ST, but this is quite a shorter run. It's not easy to overtake here. And ST Mats is again. He's on this battery. He's using the battery to try and defend. And J-Luke has got no chance there getting the position. Yeah, so good move there by ST. He got the jump there on the restart, and J-Luke was sort of caught napping a little bit there. I don't think he was quite ready for that restart.
Very Sergio Perez and George Russell-esque, let's say. Of course, Jamie just needs to play the long game here. He's a 14-time race winner and 2-time champion for a reason. ST Mats needs to make an extra stop anyway.
Yeah.
More yellow flags out. It might be
Casper.
Just another spin as he recovers. Not his week, is it? He loves Monaco. Iceman, time penalty.
Yeah, that could costly come the end of the race. There's not been too many penalties tonight. The drivers have definitely kept him track limits pretty good there. As I mentioned, Jordan looking quite racy. Jordan may fancy opportunity because he's over the back of Excite in the last lap, but I think now as he goes very deep there, that might cost him though. That half move there might cost him a chance down the straight, but he's got a good run here, and yeah, as I believe he's on battery and DRS, which is it's an OP combination, and look at that, he's through to third place, and ERS and DRS, it's sort of impossible to defend from this game really, but can he get a good exit though and keep position, because now the roles are reversed, and as Jordan's going to stick to the inside line, I believe. Force Excite to go around the outside, but no, Jordan's got it covered.
Yep, so good move from Jordan. We caught that on board from Pete's angle sitting behind this. Michel Goris does not have an answer for the young man from Sheffield.
Kieran up the inside of Jess here, into the hotel section. Yeah, gets something done. I think Jess was wise there and didn't fight too much. I think Jess knows Kieran isn't her race.
Of course, Jess, we're happy to have just helping us out with numbers this evening. Very reliable driver is Jess. We have a pitter in the form of Jordan and Pete.
Yep, so they're getting their pit stops out the way now. So today will be good till the end of the race, I believe. And we're going to set a soft tyre surely and go for a bit of a sprint and try and chase down leaders as Knighton's getting a wing change there. So he picked up a slight bit of wing damage on that restart, and that's going to allow Jordan to have a bit more of advantage in that pit stop.
Yeah, Jamie Wright with no answer to Christian Hataro on that last lap, and 2 laps in a row where Iceman has gone fastest. But Jamie is starting to close the gap to ST now. Will it be a dive? No, of course it won't, because he is thinking of the bigger picture.
In the lap car as well, you've got to be wary of as well with Kingan. So
yeah. Remember, it is win and you're in to the playoffs. Yellow flags for Yori. Not beached this time.
J-Luke round the outside, should be an easy move. And ST tries to fight it on the inside, and he's still side by side here, but J-Luke will get the better run round the outside, and can he get the move done? He can't, yes he does. And now this lap car may allow ST to fight back, but Kingham gets out the way wiser there, lets them both through, and J-Luke's back in the lead of the race. So obviously now he's got a huge advantage, and J-Luke, he'll be crossing everything for no more safety cars, because if it... As ST pits straight away.
Yep. So it's Jamie's race now. Kingan getting out of the way because he's already caused enough trouble. I do like that attitude towards racing. Jamie Wright very much on his way to getting the extra playoff point for most laps led. As we look at Michel Goris, currently sitting in P2. Iceman, 3 laps in a row, he's gone fastest.
Kieran obviously a bit of a send here. I thought he's looking quite on the aggressive, but he thinks better of it with DRS. But I think Marcel will get DRS off the lap car as well. So this won't be an easy move for him. Maybe you'll get double slipstream, but he's going to have to. This lap car may get in the way here. This fight.
Kieran showing his frustration, weaving side to side.
Yeah.
That's why he's unhappy, because Gory's got that extra bit of DRS that you mentioned.
But
and out.
Great one now.
Yeah, brilliant exit. In comparison, this should be an easy move for P2. Kieran to the left, and Michel to the right, into the braking zone.
Yeah, the flag. That is Leroy again. Another spin for Leroy.
The Hasleder brothers not having a good night then, as Kieran moves up to P2. Jess finds herself in P4. One would assume with a stop to make. In fact, where are the stops?
Yeah.
There they are.
She's doing one non-mandatory stop. So
yeah. So what this means is it puts Iceman back into net P2.
Jess is in. That's a good decision, I think, to pit now. Just to be on the safe side.
Gap to leader Jamie is down to under 9 seconds. That was 20 seconds a few laps ago.
Yeah.
So Iceman has been flying, but that is the first time in 4 laps where Iceman has not set the fastest lap of the race. So those tyres starting to balance out now. The mediums. Back to the tyre information for those of you who want it. Pete Knighton goes fastest. He got fastest lap last week. Sorry.
Yeah, he's flying at the moment. But you've got to remember, if he does catch up, he's got to pull a 3-second gap as well. And obviously, if Jamie Wright, if he does go overtake, he's got a yellow flag again. I believe that's Kingan again. He's not having their best of races tonight, as Yuri spins as well. So yeah, the brothers are not enjoying tonight. There's a lot of spins tonight, I've noticed. A lot of these guys are just looking for traction around this.
And a time penalty.
Gets the move. Yeah. I think this is a race for him. I think this is a race he wants to forget about. Just finish the race and just try and bring as many points as possible. So obviously, if you do finish, you do score points. But if you DNF, there's 0 points. So you just got to stay in there and just he's definitely hoping for a safety car now. I thought Marcel's going for a move there with Knighton, but it's too far back.
Way too far back. I think actually, Jamie, touching on your point, as Michel lifts off so he doesn't get a penalty. It's a race that a lot of drivers will want to forget. It's not been spectacular for many of them. But for the man who leads on lap 24 or 29, it's been a fantastic night thus far. Pole position, stage win, most laps led. That will be his playoff point now. Iceman, you know what, P2? He will take it, but will be unhappy with it. The safety car ruining his chances, unless, of course, something major happens. He has found, however, a second in the last lap on Jamie, but I feel like it might be a little bit too late for him to make any sort of charge. The gap is coming down, but he's burning the RS all the way he goes as he overtakes Yuri, or laps Yuri, I should say. Casper in the pits. That completes his mandatory stops. And what a race so far for Christian Hataro. We'll go back to the stops information, which is here. OKK still has a stop to make. Yeah. And what that does is it clears the way for Christian for a first ever podium. Yeah, but he's been here before. Monza last season, he was on for a potential race win. And it didn't happen. Yellow flags. It's Yuri who's gone round again on the racing line, no less. He's going to let everybody pass here sensibly. There goes... I think that's Jordan. Right in front of Kieran. That's not very good.
Helped him up. Kieran with a bit of charge there. Sort of delayed his charge a little bit on the fresh soft tyres. And yeah, if I was okay, I'd pit now. I wouldn't want to leave because the softs will get to the end now, and he's listened to my advice, thankfully. So,
Yuri spins. Penultimate corner. We caught that one. OKK, by the way, does listen to your advice and pits.
Yeah. I wonder if Yuri's got rear wing damage, because I saw him earlier spin and he went rear end into the wall. I wonder if he's got rear wing damage, and on this game, rear wing damage makes your car virtually undrivable, so I wonder if that might be a factor in play there.
One would imagine it's very possible.
Yeah.
As we ride on board the wing of Jamie and then transfer to this fantastic shot. He's got it all under control. Race win number 15 on the way, and a spot in the playoffs 5 seasons in a row awaits Jamie Wright. No driver has ever done that.
Got Kieran on Jordan here. Kieran's got a run on Jordan. Fight for 4th place, but Kieran's got a penalty, so Jordan will fight this. Kieran go around the outside and gets a better run. Yeah, that outside line in that corner it's definitely the line you want to take. The inside line is just so restricted what you can do, and Kieran's up to 4th place, and obviously on the fresh softs, I don't think he'll better get the podium, but I think he may be able to consolidate 4th place. He's got another spinner there. That's a lap car spun around. I believe that might be Gareth, is it?
No, it's King, and we caught it in the background as we continue to follow Jordan and Kieran round in that battle for 4th. Of course, Kieran leads it with a penalty, as you have mentioned. But behind those guys, somebody who might benefit is Michel Goris from the Kia Series on his Cup Series debut, running in a legitimate P6. He's having a fantastic race and is a very strong shout for a driver of the day at the moment. What a drive though so far.
Yeah. Definitely showing he's got the capabilities, maybe having more starts in the Cup Series. He's definitely showing he's holding his own in this series, and more than holding his own, he could be on for top 5 finishes. That's 19 out the race. Now, will that be a late safety car? No, he's starting the pits. But
it will be a late safety car.
Yeah.
Wow. And I'm not sure what Casper's doing, but he has just spun on the straight.
Pit straight. Oh, we've got another spinner as well. I know that. No, Knighton did bin it on the pit straight, so that's why safety car came out. I thought he retired in the pit lane, but no, he did bin it on the pit straight, and Jamie
be careful, boys. Jesus, we've almost see Ben Spurs and Casper come together. He's going to race the safety car out. Is Ben Harrett.
Boys, you don't have to. You can just take it easy.
Jamie Metcalf, I was asked before the start of tonight's race that if we did get a Hamilton Verstappen moment, make it quite special. We've got J-Luke on course for his 15th ever race win. I've got Iceman, who's looking for his first win this season, but with a penalty. And behind them, ST Matt's looking for a first ever win. It could very well be quite special. There's your tyre situation. ST Matt's tyres are better, but at the age where they start to scream, the safety car might keep them in play. So he is in with a shout of a race win. You got Kieran, who has 2 wins to his name. Jordan, who has never won a race, by the way, in 64 starts. This is now race number 65. Debutant Michel Goris could win this race. Jess Games from the Kia Series could win this race. And Michael Okeke, who hasn't won since season 2, may win this race. Non-mandatories for Jamie Griffiths and Leroy.
Yeah. No, it's no brainer. Pit now, them guys have got a big gap to car behind them. I also chuck up that soft on and give it more of a fight. They're not going to lose a place because Ben Howard might get them here on the hard tyres, but obviously in the pit lane, you're not restricted by the delta. I think Ben Howard, it's going to be tight though. Ben Howard's coming around the first corner. He's going to get in between them. A safety car's in the end of this lap, so them guys are not going to catch up. So they are out of play for the race. They are.
So everyone in play. Let me find out where I am. It's from P7 up. Anybody in the top 7 can win this race. OKK, he's a long way back. I don't think he'll quite make it. But we're going to have a 7-car restart. No lapped cars in this train, from what I can make out. Possibly Gareth. Gareth is definitely in the heat. Gareth is obliged to pit here and get out the way. But let's go to J-Luke. Let's watch it from his perspective. Iceman will be absolutely wanting this one. Gareth does pit, follows the rules really well. When will Jamie go? He goes immediately out the final corner. But I think Iceman's tyres are slightly better shape. So we got ourselves a race here. Lap 28 of 29. 2 to go then. ST Matt's in for her first ever win. Will it happen? And we got a spinner at the back. It's okay. He didn't quite catch up, but he did spin when he did.
Yeah.
Kieran to the inside here of Esti Mats. There he goes. Will there be contact with Iceman? No, there won't. What will Esti Mats do? He'll let him go sensibly. Bear in mind, he can get a P2 here. That'd be a best ever result, but he wants that win. Jamie weaves to the left and then back to the right. Iceman, Kieran, Christian all follow him. Jordan has been gapped by the leaders here. And down into the braking zone, will Iceman go for it? No, he won't. He's thinking of the long game. 3-second penalty, but Kieran will want it on track.
Time.
Jamie is struggling. You are correct there. Under the bridge, the Yas Marina Circuit Bridge they go. What a brilliant view that was from Esti, seeing these guys fight. That 4-car train could soon become 5 if Jordan can find the pace. Kieran continues in third for now. This could get spicy. We've got 1 1/3 laps to go. Kieran to the outside of a man who also has a 3-second penalty. Breaks a bit late, almost goes in the back of Jamie. Iceman's back through. Another penalty, that rules him out. Jamie goes wide, and Iceman will just follow him through, but he needs to find 3 seconds if he's going to overtake. Could it be a bump and run? You are allowed to be more aggressive on the last lap in JACKOCAR. Round the final corner they come, and it's 1 lap to go here in Abu Dhabi. J. Luke on the verge of a 15th race win and the spot in the playoffs. Iceman, what will he do? Will he wait for the turn 5 hairpin? We're going to watch it from, let's say, Iceman's angle. Let me know if Kieran makes any bold moves. Esti Mats seems to have dropped away for the moment. But will it be a big one? Will it be Verstappen-esque from Iceman? Up the inside he goes. He doesn't quite have the same bravery as Max did, but he will have the exit. Can Jamie Wright do anything about that? No, he can't. He's going to just about hold on with all the ERS and begins to pull away. Ben will know that he needs to think the long game of the championship. Jamie on his way. But what about Kieran weaving in the mirrors of Ben? I'm out of breath here, Jamie. But let's keep on going. We never know. Anything can happen in JACKOCAR. Will it be a first ever win for Christian Hurtado or Jordan Lane if the front three collide? Another penalty for Kingham further back. Half a lap to go, and here comes Esti around the outside of Kieran. He's going to be on that better line. Jamie starts to pull away, and Kieran has the better line somehow for the first time in this race. But what will he do on Ben? He wants P2. No mistakes this time. It's very Hamilton-Rosberg 2016 vibes we're getting here as they train their way under the hotel. 3 corners to go. J. Luke, can he hold on? What a win it'd be for a pad driver. Penultimate corner. No dangerous moves here. What about Kieran up the inside of Ben? Can he make it stick? No, he won't. Maybe he will, but it's Jamie who wins. Kieran will be P2 with that penalty, but it will drop all the way down to P7. Esti Mats gets a best ever result of P2. Jordan's on the podium, and look at Jess Bull, P4. Iceman can only manage 5th, but your man of the hour, of a very exhaustive hour, certainly those last 2 laps, is Jamie Wright. 15 race wins, his first in season 6. He's won a race in each of the last 5 seasons. He's made the playoffs in each of the last 5 seasons. Jamie Wright advances.
Definitely earned it there on them the old hard tyres, holding, just about managing to hold back there. Just impressive driving there, and just but Iceman didn't really. I thought he seemed a bit quite timid. I expected to be a bit more aggressive. If anything, Kieran was the aggressor in the last 2 laps. I wonder if Iceman realised I've got a penalty. I'm not going to pull a 3-second gap. I wonder if he just played it safe there. I was quite surprised. I expected a bit more aggressiveness there from Iceman, but Jamie. Right, fair play. Deserved that win on them hard tyres.
He did.
Great job, and that's he made the Joker work perfectly, and a perfect weekend for him.
Yep. So that's an extra 5 playoff points as well as the 5 you get for a win. So stage point, most laps led, and a pole position. That's 13 playoff points for Jamie Wright. What a night! I will let you talk for a bit, Jamie, as I need to take some pictures of this.
Okay,
for my records.
That's cool. But some really impressive drives there. That was a good race. A few safety cars, and there was 4 safety cars tonight, and that late safety car, them guys that pitted, and I bet they wish didn't now, because it sort of threw them out of contention for the race. I've got caught off guard there by how the safety car always gives you 2 laps at the end there. But our race results, we got Jamie Wright who won in first place. We got Esti Mats in second, Jordan Lane in third, Jessica Ball in 4th place. You got Ben in 5th, got Marcel in 6th, we've got Kieran Spears in 7th place, we've got Jamie Griffiths in 8th, we've got Ben in 9th, Leroy in 10th, OKK in 11th, we've got Gareth in 12th, Casper in 13th, Kingan in 14th, Yuri in 15th, and our DNFs were Knighton, Connor, Kia, MK Bond and Causa, and Knighton sets fast lap, and now what happens to the fast lap point when the guy got DNF'd?
Well, Pete will claim the fastest lap playoff point. There is no regular point awarded for that, but of course he will be scored as 0 regular points. But he, like I say, he does claim the fastest lap, so that's 2 races in a row now for Pete as we return to the lobby. By the way, that podium of Jamie, Esty, and Jordan is a totally different podium to what we had last week. So 2 races, 6 different podium sitters. JACKOCAR is very much back, everybody. What a finish that was. Jamie Metcalf, thank you for joining me. I think we might be having this theme of a new guest every week, the way it's going, unless Owen Wyatt can return. Any final words from you, or we will end it here?
Yeah, well, I enjoyed joining. I had a bit of drama before, and thankfully that was all resolved. I was able to join, but yeah, it was an enjoyable experience, and never seen a race from this new layout of Abu Dhabi, and I think it definitely seems a lot better for racing than the previous layout. You could definitely be a lot more side by side action. Yeah, it was an enjoyable race, and that's a deserved winner, and a few guys further down getting best ever results. It's good to see drivers on the new game really starting to show what they're capable of. Maybe underachieving previously, but now and this season still early on, but be interesting later on the season. You see with the guys winning the race. We've got the playoffs, so they can relax a little bit. They can sort of the pressure's off them, and they can sort of enjoy these next few races.
So yeah, thank you very much. Jamie Wright joins Casper in the Season 6 Cup Series playoffs. But as for us, myself and Jamie, we return next week to another new layout. Australia is back on the JACKOCAR calendar as ever in the opening 5 races. We love it there. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and good night.